Hey, what's up, guys? So today I'm going to give you my thoughts about veganism. I'm not vegan anymore. I used to be vegan for like 3 years, and so let's talk about it. Alright, so like I said, for about 2 or 3 years I was vegan. I got heavy into the fruit-based diets, into the high carb, low fat kind of movement, watching like Durian Rider and Freely and all these YouTubers who are just talking about eating the high carb way, and I was super into it. And not only was I into the health portion of it, or was I in the mindset that it was going to be super healthy for me and that it was healthy for me, I was also very aware and shocked by the things that happen to animals, and it was just honestly so sad and so angering. Like, it made me so angry that I pretty much committed a lot of my like Instagram posts and social media to putting the word out there about veganism and trying to save the animals and help them. And it it was a weird time, because there's a lot of things that I know now that were happening back then when I was eating that way and the way that I was. Like, I look back now and I realize that there are all these problems, but when you're in a certain mindset or state of thinking, it's hard to see, or a state of feeling actually, it's hard to see out of that. And so looking back on when I was vegan, and I've made a video talking about like me breaking my veganism, and that was about 8 months ago or 7 months ago. And there were times towards the end when I would experiment a little bit because I had been feeling so bad. And it's complicated why I have been feeling bad, and we're going to talk about that. So just hold your horses. Hold your horses. What was I saying? So yeah, it's been a while since I've stopped being vegan, and I slowly started to add in some animal products at first, and then I started delving into other areas of thought as far as food, and then came the carnivore theory. I first switched to like a ketogenic vegan diet because that helped me reduce a lot of concussion symptoms, because that's one of the main things that I'm dealing with. That is the thing that I'm dealing with right now, is my concussion symptoms. They are the most debilitating thing, and it's so hard to explain them. And I made a video talking about some of the symptoms, which I'll link up and link down below or whatever. But basically my gut has been messed up for like my whole life, and there's little breadcrumbs of signs and symptoms of my gut being messed up, like brain fog, and like going to class in middle school and high school and just feeling like I don't understand what people are saying, or I have to repeat everything like 100 times to even grasp a quarter of what they're saying. Or like there was a time when I just totally, like there's a time when I was just completely misreading things because my brain was just not understanding words. Like, I couldn't understand things. Hello, little buddy. But yeah, so my gut has been messed up. I had antibiotics when I was very, very young, and I'm sure that... What are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah, my gut has just been messed up for a whole long time. When I went to the vegan diet, I definitely felt better in a lot of ways when I was eating a fruit-based diet. And there's a lot of reasons why, or not a lot of reasons why I think this is. Basically, because of the state of my gut, certain carbohydrates feed the overgrown bad yeast, bacteria, parasites, but the simpler sugars actually digest quicker. And I actually felt decent on the fruit-based diet. The only problem with it is that a lot of the fruit these days, especially if you're trying to maintain some calories, like with bananas or whatever, it's just a lot of starch. Honestly, they're picked too early, they never get sweet, and it's kind of a hassle to do, and ultimately the benefits were not worth it. So for a while before I got my last concussion, which has totally changed my life, and made everything so much harder and made my gut imbalance, made the consequences of that imbalance so much worse. I went from a fruit-based diet to eating like a high-carb diet, like a lot of grains and white rice, and the cat is over there just getting into stuff. Hey, what are you doing? But yeah, so I went to a starch-based diet, and there's so many symptoms that were bad. Just lots and lots of anxiety. My skin was horrible. I was bloated all the time. I had a lot of like knee pain, well, as long as I kept the fat low, my brain fog wasn't the worst, but I was just always so anxious that it was hard to make good decisions, and it was hard to just be relaxed. And yeah, so I'm like right now I've been on a 30-day carnivore challenge for myself, which I'll make a video talking about that, and you'll see that come out soon. It's almost been 30 days, not quite, so I'm going to talk about that. But yeah, I'm on a different diet now. I'm not vegan anymore, and just being out of it is, well, first off, just the way that I was vegan, it was so extreme in my mind that it made it hard. And there's so many factors that affect this. Like, the reason why my mind was so extreme about it is because, in my opinion, because my gut is so messed up, that eating the way I was eating was feeding all the inflammation in my body and causing my brain to be more anxious and defensive and controlling and insecure. And so I was latching onto something defensively, being veganism, even though it was just like an automatic unconscious reaction because of the state that I was in. And now I notice that when I'm eating, even when I was eating like lower carb vegan, that mindset shifts because my brain is changing, or the way my brain is working is changing because of the gut activity and the lack of certain microbes that are overgrown, creating chemicals in my brain that are making me like a defensive person. But it's like now on the carnivore diet, I'm eating, well, meat, but it's like my mindset is totally shifted, and I'm okay with openness, and I'm open to contradictions, and I'm open to just more stuff. And it's because of my gut, like it's because of my imbalanced gut, and I just have less inflammation, and so I don't feel the need to try to cling on to things as much. It's more of just a free flow feel. So, hey buddy. So yeah, when I'm eating lower carb because of my gut status, I just feel happier and clearer and more open to new activities, and I don't feel this need to control things in my mind and this need to change other people. Like, I don't care. And that may sound bad, but I feel like it's a more healthier mind state. I definitely don't, I'm not as extreme in my mindset now as Vegetable Police is. He seems to be bashing veganism all day, and just, I don't think that it's necessarily a thing that we need meat. I think that our guts are just totally destroyed these days. And if you're eating certain foods, and especially for me, like I'm so sensitive to it, to the activity in my gut because of my concussions, and it's just a very unique situation for me. But it's like, this is affecting my gut, affects my brain at like this level because of the specific concussions that I've had, and the ongoingness of those brain injuries. And like, I feel like everybody else who has gut issues, like, they're still experiencing the same things as me, but it's just at a lower level, and so they're not as conscious of it, especially in terms of like psychology and the way we think and the way we feel and the way we act and behave automatically. It's like, we aren't what we think we are. Like, we're just a bunch of bacteria they control our mind, they control our lives, and it's freaking nuts. It's freaking nuts, like literally almonds, cashews. And yeah, so Vegetable Police has this like more extreme view against veganism right now, and it's kind of interesting. And I mean, it is what it is. I'm definitely not, I don't think that it's like a vitamin or mineral necessarily that we are lacking from meat. I think that just our guts are just so messed up. And at least for me, that's what I think it is for me. And it may not be true for other people, but yeah, I think ideally, like it feels weird just eating meat. Like it just feels weird. It doesn't seem healthy, or at least it just feels kind of not shameful, but kind of gross. Like I've literally been eating meals of just meat, and when I'm cooking it in the kitchen, it's like the instant reaction of somebody is like, oh, like that's not healthy. And so it's like, why is that the automatic reaction? And so like I would want to just be eating like fruit smoothies and all these colorful foods because that seems like it would be healthier, but I feel in most areas it's up and down, and it's like a whack-a-mole. Like I hit one thing and another thing comes up, and it's crazy. Yeah, so it's like it's not perfect on the carnivore diet, but I feel better in so many ways. I feel more calm and clear, and I can talk faster like this, and I can come up with a weird scenario like, what if a rocket ship just landed in my yard over there, or I guess that's not my yard, in their yard over there, and I don't know why, but then an alien walks out, and then he teleports into my room, and now I have a wife. Yeah, I got some problems in the head. It's fine. But yeah, so I just noticed that after not being vegan, and it honestly, it's not necessarily even about being vegan or not being vegan for me right now. It's just about the certain foods that I'm eating, and I'm trying to just eventually I'll do some more detoxing to be able to tolerate more carbs. But right now, I just like most carbs and fiber cause me issues, and so I don't necessarily think it's a thing that we are meant to handle fiber and carbs. I don't think that plants are evil or whatever. I just think that our gut bacteria, at least mine, is so messed up. Hey. Yeah, I just think that our guts and my gut are so messed up that we just can't tolerate the carbs, and we can get there. And I can tolerate them better, but it's just too complicated with my concussions to risk it as much. And I notice, yeah, I'll just leave. No, never mind. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more videos of me talking about veganism, you can comment below. Let me know if you guys want to hear my thoughts about this stuff. I do think it's super interesting, especially the psychological and gut microbiome element. That stuff it affects me so much because of my concussions, and I know it affects other people at least at lower levels, and so I think it's just so interesting. But do you think it's interesting? I don't know. Do you? Comment below. Leave a like, dislike it, do whatever you got to do, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. If you want one thing, if you want to eat some healthy vegan cookies, if you are vegan and you don't want to eat any, and if you don't want to eat any grains, if you want some healthy cookies, I'll hook you up in the links down below. You should check it out. And also, I released a song on Spotify, which you should check out. I'll link it below. And yeah, I'll get out of here. Thanks for watching. Bye. Bye.